get to the hideout.
Target, I think.
And even when he's on his way to the hideout, he sees the cigarettes, he goes into the house. I'm still like, what are we doing here? I still don't really know what's going on until really we get to the hospital, and then you see that he recognizes the brother of the girlfriend.
Yeah.
Like Costi said, there's just like no hand holding. Like he just kind of propels you forward. And then from there, obviously, he sees his girlfriend's been hit, and then he goes back to his house, digs up his little weapons cache. And
I love how he's just doing that as well when the cleaners are outside. Like, just doesn't care.
They wouldn't dare.
No, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't ask.
Yeah, the thing is, like, he's obviously insanely wealthy from all the kills he's done. And he's gone to Dominican Republic. He's got
out
in the jungle with
He's got
mansion.
a sick pad.
With Sonos.
Yeah, with Sonos and an iPad. And the brother's like, I've never dug into anything, blah, blah, blah. And all these cleaners, like, obviously are like, how are you so rich? But it's just bizarre that
don't fucking worry about it, all right?
Shut up.
You see those 20 pistols lying out there on the bed? Yeah, that means you ask no questions.
Also, they're cleaning up like blood on the floor from the
no questions, Mick.
Broken windows and blood, like just cleaning.
I think a house like that in the Dominican Republic, if you're cleaning it, you're not asking any questions.
Yeah. Well, same as a taxi.
And you're probably
driver.
getting paid pretty handsomely.
Getting paid to drive and wait for an hour and then drive again, like no questions asked.
It's really good. So when we go on that journey and he's going through each part. So it's first a taxi driver, and then he goes to the States, and it's those kills as well. Fincher leaves you hanging like a little bit throughout the whole movie, being like, okay, is he going to kill the next person or not? Maybe he will change his mind. Maybe he'll show a bit of empathy. But time, like again and again, Michael Fassbender keeps saying empathy is weakness, weakness is vulnerability. So he's telling us the whole time he's not going to show any empathy or any kindness to any of these people. But still, like right before he would kill them, I'm like, all right, maybe he's not going to do it.
Thinking about it.
Yeah. Like in the taxi cab, like when he tells him everything, you're like, okay, maybe.
And it's like the sound of the door closing. You recognize the first time he kind of maps it out.
Yeah, you're like, why is he doing that?
And then you hear the FedEx guy walk out, and then you hear the sound. You're like, all right, you start like kind of counting in your head.
I was counting.
Yeah. Also, what if the elevator wasn't there for the FedEx guy to like quickly leave the level and the door was closing? Then he was just like,
know.
Oh, fuck. My plans failed.
You've stumped the killer.
Because the elevator could have gone to another level in the time that he had delivered the package to the
It could have, but it didn't.
He's done his research.
There was like 3 elevators there. When there's 3 elevators, they come.
I was on that
bullshit on that.
I was on another level. I clicked down. Anyway,
It skipped you.
Anyway, look, let's not get bogged down.
Movie ends.
convenience.
But then from there does the nail gun kill, which is a pretty awesome kill.
That's
I just think the sound design as well, with all the killing and the later fight scene that happens, is just so like visceral. And and in a cinema, like you can feel that. I hope everyone sees this in a cinema, because Netflix,
they won't.
You're probably honestly going to look at your phone in that opening scene.
Well, it comes out in 10 days.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you got to be quick in the cinema.
Yeah. No, I think the sound of it was like, holy shit. And we can talk about it more later, because the fight, the other hitman, is like so brutal. But
Just talk about it now.
Well,
that's the next one.
I want to talk about the nail gun. Like,
Okay.
do you like nail guns?
I love them.
Where are you on nail guns?
Yeah.
Well, I personally use the T1000 nail gun.
Big nail gun guy.
big ice cream guy. Big
sourdough guy.
I'm a big breakneck downstairs guy.
What's his name? Chad Townsend.
What a goose.
Oh god.
He's a big guy.
I'm a big chicken skin guy.
Yeah. When I saw it alone at Palace Cinemas in Paddington.
Alone.
I saw it alone. But
Don't worry, I saw it alone as well. I was wearing this.
That's how you meant to say it.
yeah, when he was like, and then, a nail gun to the chest should last at least 6 minutes. And
then he dies.
The guy dies.
And he's like, oh shit.
The whole newspaper under his head.
Yeah, the whole cinema was like cracking up laughing. You think that was funny? Like,
I think it was his narration,
laughing.
right? There was like, wasn't he like, oh.
Yeah, but also if he is so calculated, and
how did he
data-driven
fuck
and
that
done
up
his
so
10,000
badly?
hours, like, how's he?
That goes back to what I'm saying. Like, I think he's really good, but he's kind of slowly fading a little bit.
Right. Okay.
So like you see all
because what he's doing now has
personal reasons.
personal reasons on it. He's no longer just getting his heart rate down to 60. Like in every situation, it's probably over 100.
And killing them straight away. Like he is giving the guy, with the empathy that he's starting to develop, he's giving the guy 7 minutes to get himself out of it. So he's making these mistakes along the way that are just not part of the mantra. And as a result, he's making little mistakes, like letting him die.
You're also like the more that I think about it as well, it's like he's not really the most reliable narrator because he's saying like, I've done my 10,000 hours, but he's showing you all these mistakes that he's making.
Yeah.
So he's not the best assassin or killer that there is.
No.
There's probably some freak that's done 100,000 hours.
He also got really
Some
noised
sicko.
out about a guy with a suitcase on the airplane. Did you notice that?
Yeah, because he thought he was
Polynesian dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
That
What
was
a
so
fight
cool.
scene.
Insane. Again, we're waiting for him to like sort of suss out his house. The dog's obviously an issue that he deals with.
It's a huge dog.
And finally gets in.
But again, makes a mistake, like sets off that alarm. Sets off that little alarm thing
Yeah,
when he goes
with
into
the
the
door.
house.
Yeah.
So again, he's slowly showing you, Fincher, that this guy isn't, like he keeps telling us he's an expert, but this guy isn't all that he's cracked up to be.
Yeah. Also, the house is very dark and he's like slowly approaching the shower bathroom. But then he goes into the bedroom instead. It's like, why didn't you, if he's actually in the shower, why didn't you just go in there and shoot him?
They were. I watched an interview with it was like the cinematographer David Fincher and the writer at Venice, and the cinematographer was saying they really wanted to like during the fight give you a sense of how the whole house was mapped out. So like.
Right.
When the killer dropped the gun at the start of the fight, you kind of knew where it was. And they went out into the lounge room and did all that, and they kind of had to get back to the gun.
Yeah, that's cool.
Right.
And you felt that as well when he went and hid like behind the bathroom door because you knew he was like walking here, and then you just shot that.
You're familiar with it.
Yeah, you're familiar with it. And then
pretty cool,
like
actually,
you hear the dog like growl, and you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I thought the fight though was like so intense,
Phenomenal.
so raw.
As you were saying, the visceral sounds, like
Yeah.
every hit.
But so like at the start of it, when he like punches him twice in the face when Fassbender gets punched, and he kind of he like takes a second to go, oh shit, like I'm
Yeah.
He got punched. The second punch threw his head back into the wall and
Yeah.
created a hole in the wall.
and he's like, oh fuck, I've got a good battle here.
He should be so knocked
He
out.
should be
by the
knocked
first,
out,
like,
like,
few
Well, to be
punches.
fair,
He's like-
both of them were getting smashed.
But he's
throughout,
getting
and
he's
why
like
is-
ringing wet to
How do
the
they-
big dude.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, he could have fully Hulk Loki'd him.
Literally.
slung his skinny body from the
Yeah.
house.
But also, like, it's so dark. You can't really actually see what's going on.
No,
You can
that's
hear it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was like, can this get a bit brighter, please?
Well, yeah, it's like it's dark. I think they
There was
wanted
a
to
point,
keep it
though.
dark. Yeah, but I'm not sure what the criminal had to keep it quiet. But like the killer obviously wanted to have like the most quiet fight ever.
Good point.
To not bring any attention to it. I'm not sure.
And it seemed like they are pretty isolated. Like the house is on the beach.
No, he wasn't that
Oh,
quiet.
were they
He was-
maybe
he was
trying to
like-
stay
he was
quiet
like
'cause of
yelling
the dog?
some shit at
the
him.
dog. Yeah.
Maybe they were trying to stay quiet for the dog.
Yeah, because they do.
Well, they weren't.
Because when he
he
shoots,
was yelling some shit. He was like, "You picked the wrong house."
yeah,
motherfucker."
because
Oh, true.
Come here.
Because when he shoots him as well later, the dog wakes up.
Wakes up. Yeah, awesome fight. And there's also like a bit, I'm not sure what object it was that like flew at the camera, whether it was like a knife or something. Something was thrown and it literally like came right at you.
I think when he threw a pot at him.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, when he reaches into the drawer and he gets
a
out a
grater.
grater and he's like, that was everyone in my cinema
Yeah, I
laughed at
laughed
that
at
point.
that.
That was
Same.
good.
He was he just like
Did he stab him in the Achilles as well, or like the calf?
Yeah, something like that.
no, it
So-
was like when he got
He'd
up, when he
fall on a
walked into
table?
the bathroom, he was like bleeding from his cock. Like genuinely, it was like gushing out of
That's
like
the
his
best way to
pelvic
get
region.
someone.
Such a good scene.
But also, the guy flips the table on him.
Oh, he
And then he
gets impaled by one of the
leg
broken
of
legs.
Yeah.
chair. But again, like at least I thought that Fassbender, like obviously he's not because there was still time left in the movie, but he like was the Polynesian dude had manhandled him and like flipped the table on him. I was like, how's he gonna get out?
Yeah,
of this?
same. I was like, oh shit, he's gonna like something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I was worried for him.
Yeah, but again, it was just so brutal, and I think like it was crazy.
Just
to
like
think that he could get
ultimately
through it.
very stylish. Like you don't need to make a big bright shaky cam fight scene. Like it was just brutal. And
Yeah.
it would like
He needs to eat more.
it ebbed and flowed.
He needs to eat more McDonald's
Protein.
Yeah,
Mr.
protein.
Bulk.
He needs more carbs. I feel like he's just
He
eating.
took off the
protein.
bread.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good point.
He needs to put more meat on the bones.
Yeah. But also, it was kind of, I don't know, like if this guy's a hitman and he's obviously been bleeding out and stuff, but he just walks at this closed bathroom. What does he think's going to happen other than getting shot through it? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, again, I was like, what? Yeah, so dumb because
Yeah.
you knew he had the gun.
Did you know he had the gun?
Well,
then?
he didn't know
We
he had the
knew
gun.
he had the
He
gun.
ran away.
We knew.
Like, scurried away.
Yeah.
What's he gonna run away for? Get the gun on the bed.
Anyway, what are you scurrying for?
What are you? Some kind of scurrying.
To be fair, though,
In the past, that like Fincher like does like to insert a lot of his own like thoughts into movies, and you could definitely hear that in this. And in that scene alone, because obviously like Mank got really trashed, I think, by a lot of critics. And I think at the end, I was just thinking so much about like what like Fincher going up to like this random guy, like could have been like a Netflix executive or something, just being like, "Do we have a problem?"
Yeah, literally.
Well, no,
better in that
it would be
Or
Michael
like,
Fassbender.
or like a critic.
It would be like Michael Fassbender after the 99th take of a certain shot,
Yeah.
and Fassbender's complaining. Fincher would be like, "Do we have a problem?
Like,
Do we have a problem?"
it just felt
it
like
again.
a lot of like self commentary on like Fincher like thinks he doesn't give a fuck about reviews, but I think ultimately he really does.
Yeah.
And I really could not stop thinking about that. Like from the minute he said, "I do not give a fuck." Like those were words that he wrote down to be said by someone.
Yeah, definitely. I think as well, on the point of classic Fincher doing heaps of takes, can you imagine if he made Fassbender do like all this stretching and yoga and like push-ups and stuff?
Bend down
Do it
again,
again.
Michael.
Touch your toes again.
I'm thinking,
Down dog, down dog.
Suck your own dick.
I'm thinking of the woman who got her neck snapped, and like you got to fall down those stairs 99 times.
Oh, the stunt woman.
It's like,
Just
that
not
didn't
good enough.
That didn't look quite right.
Again.
He's like, let me show you.
It's like, David, we don't have any more women left. Kill them all.
That initial target.
Method acting or nothing.
That initial target in the opening scene. He would have just been sitting on that couch for like 3 days watching that chick dance in front of him.
Oh, was that Fincher on the couch?
No. I'm just
Making him do more takes.
dance for me.
Thrust your hips.
Dance from me.
That's enough.
How many McMuffins did Michael Fassbender eat?
Yeah, wow.
He's like vomiting. Oh.
That's why he had to take the buns off, because he had too many of them.
Oh my god.
So this the killer, man, he's like Don Bradman of Assassins.
He is.
No, I don't
the
think he
99,
is.
the 99 average, man.
I don't think he
Yeah,
is.
he's
I don't
like-
think he's
he
that
missed
good.
one.
No,
he missed one.
No, I don't
No,
think
but
it.
what
You
about-
only saw his mate. You haven't seen his early.
but-
you haven't seen his early career.
Yeah, but